I'm McComas, and it's about the end of January. We're in 2017. So, I should probably tie my shoe first before I end up killing myself. So, getting the Yi Kim Young Ma stance, which is basically, I don't know if the camera can see me. You put your feet together, snap in. You are switching your feet out. There's several ways to get into this, but Yi Kim Young Ma stance. Okay, so on some of these punches with a wooden dummy, on some of these punches, I am making direct contact, hitting my fist or my palm. This is my palm, my fist. On some of them, I'm going to hit my fist or my palm on the actual dummy, the center. I want to hit either the top or the bottom. You'll see me sliding, coming in, stuff like that. So on some of them where I'm hitting the center, it's fun. And then there's others where you're not hitting the center. I'm actually hitting this arm. This is simulating a punch coming at me, and I'm deflecting it. I'm hitting his arm. He's throwing a punch at me. I'm throwing a punch at him, but I've deflected his arm with my arm. Okay? So I'm deflecting on the inside or the outside. It just depends. Generally you want to deflect on the outside. So if he's throwing a hard right hook, this will be his right side. He's throwing a hard right hook. We'll use this arm for the demonstration. I want to shoot over, and I want to intercept him with my left arm. So I have come in here, and that's what you heard. That cleaning noise was my arm hitting against the wooden dummy arm. I'm not hitting the center. So a lot of people that do not understand Wing Chun, and they're seeing this punch, it's the same punch. It's the sun fist punch. It's the same punch, but done different ways. Here, target is open. There's nothing in the way. But I use my imagination, and I say, okay, he's throwing a punch at me. Whoa! I've stepped into that, and I've hit this. So this is like me hitting the guy's face twice. All right, and then he's throwing a kind of a, not really like a slight hook for what I'm imagining on this. So I'm hitting him twice. Will actually be right, left, or be left, right, depending on how you're looking at it. So then he's throwing that punch. This hand is coming to intercept him. So I'm shooting it in there. I'm coming inches off his face, and I'm blocking. So the way that you think of Wing Chun is these are your shields, okay? You're using your arms, your forearms, as shields, okay? We're keeping them real tight to the body, all right? These are shields. Every one of these moves can be an attack and a defense. I mean, even bong. You can ram into someone with bong, okay? Bong is generally, everybody always assumes it's a defense, okay? If he's throwing, if he's even grabbing at me, let's just say he's trying to grab me with two hands, I can use a bong because my mind isn't going to see what his hands are doing. I'm just going to pick up that he's doing this. Okay, so I don't know if he's grabbing, I don't know if he's pushing, I don't know if he's doing two-hand punch, like a two-hand punch fist. So I might bong, and I've sidestepped. In other words, he's coming in, he's trying to hit me here. I've sidestepped. I will generally make contact with one of his arms, maybe even run into his body too. Bam! Okay, so I'm running into him. So even the bong, which is primarily seen as defensive, shifting. You're shifting with bong. Always shifting, even if you're going backwards. Okay? Even if you shift a little bit, you shift. You don't ever just go, okay? You want to shift because you're turning and you're corkscrewing this entire forearm. You're corkscrewing that entire forearm into their body. Now, don't think of this part, okay? It's like if I chopped off my hand and I don't have my wrist and my fist. A lot of people, when they see this, they're thinking of this part. It is solely on the elbow. The shoulder's rotating in, and the shoulder's coming. Like the shoulder allows the forearm, where the elbow is, to come in, turn. So I'm corkscrewing from here. If I'm going to hit somebody with a bong, it's going to be on the forearm. Okay? And you want to shift a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit, that's a shift. This would not be a shift. Okay? There's a thing called wrong bong too. That's a little hard to explain. But anyways, everything in Wing Chun, everything, I don't care what it is, even if it's the fist, can be used as defense. If he's throwing punches, alright, if he's throwing punches, that's what you heard was me hitting his arm, not the body. This is him throwing real fast punches, and I'm blocking on the inside and the outside. Think of the Batman, okay? Think of Batman, he's got the gauntlets on his arm, and he's using his forearms to deflect. You know, that's what you think of, okay? These are shields, alright? A lot of martial arts don't teach this concept because what they're doing is they're teaching you, you know, this strike is offensive, this block is defensive. Wing Chun, everything is defensive and offensive at the same time. It doesn't matter. You can even come in like say a tan da, okay? Traditionally tan da, the tan hand is what's blocking traditionally. That's what you want it to do. Like if he's throwing a punch coming on this side and it's coming around, I'm going to shift as I block his incoming punch, and then my other hand will come in and it's going to punch him. But what if we did it the opposite way? What if he flinched me, okay? I'm still throwing up that hand, still sidestepping, still punching him. He's only flinched, so his hand's not there. So I've just hit him. But at the same time, you can also do it opposite. That's the cool thing about it. This defensive hand now is not the defensive hand. Let's say he's throwing a punch on this side. For whatever reason, your mind gets, you know, maybe you're in the fight not thinking right, and you thought he was going to throw, you know, a right when he throws a left. So this time he's throwing here, and I'm coming up, and let's say I shift even wrong, and let's say he hits me, but I might hit him too, taking the tan and shoving it in his face, okay? Busting his eye or busting his face or whatever. So, and that's on a screw up, okay? Your tan, you want, like if he's throwing from this way, it would have to be here. But there's times whenever you might not think right, you might not see things right, so you might do the wrong thing, and he's coming around here and he's hit me, but I've hit him too, okay? So it's a trade-off. Wing Chun is designed based off of science, okay? What you are doing is you are basically saying, I want to defend and strike at the same time. I want two hands on him where he's throwing one hand on me. One hand, 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 one hand. That is traditional boxing. That's the way a lot of martial arts are. 1 foot. It's still one. The elbow's still one. In Wing Chun, we're moving around at certain ways, certain positions to where we're using almost every single time both hands. Okay, now there's a few strikes such as Bu, Bong is more defensive, but I got my other hand in the Mansao to pop up and hit. So everything in Wing Chun is offensive and defensive. Everything. I don't care if it's punches. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's punches. It doesn't matter if it's kicks. If he's throwing a kick at me, I can kick him and I've blocked his foot. Hopefully I've smashed into his knee. One thing that Wing Chun does different with their kicks is most martial arts pull the knee up and then expand, okay? They do this and then they kick. All right, even when they're here, and they kick. All right. What Wing Chun does is we try to stay with our body facing you, not sideways. You see a lot of YouTube videos, and they're like trying to bash Wing Chun, and you see these guys fighting here. That's not Wing Chun, okay? Wing Chun is always here. Always here. Now, one foot might be a little in front of the other, based on your stance, but your hips and your body is aimed at the guy the whole time, okay? This is how Wing Chun person fights. Now, for shifting, that's different. That's shifting during the fight, okay? You're shifting at that moment in time, just during the fight. That doesn't count. Fighting like this, where you're sideways and you're doing all this stuff, that's different. That's not Wing Chun. So within Wing Chun, our kicks, we try to bring our foot straight up. We do not bring the knee up. We bring the foot with the knee and we jam it. Hopefully the camera can see. In other words, I'm not doing this and then kicking, okay? I'm not doing this and then kicking. If I'm going to throw a back Wing Chun kick, bam, it's right there. My foot should be the same level as my knee once I'm getting it up, okay? The reason for that is it's deceptive. If I do this, you see that my knee's coming up, you know I'm either going to take a step or I'm going to do a kick or something, okay? But when you're right here, it's harder to see. It's harder to see in a fight when we're facing off and I've just shoved it right in there. One of the things about Wing Chun that's different with the kicks is we don't go for fancy stuff. There's a kick there. There's a kick there. I'm trying to get my foot up quick as possible and land it into your space or the space in front of me. That might just even be an opening. I may, like if the guy flinches at me and does this, I might do this. I've not even made contact with anything, but my balance is perfected to where I come down into it. Another thing with Wing Chun is we are grounding, okay? We're always grounding our feet. Our feet, we're always grounding. We're putting our body and we're rooting it into the ground at all times. Even at this moment in time, I'm grounded now, okay? I still do everything. Wing Chun's not really light on your feet. It looks like light on your feet, but when you're fighting someone, you're rooted all your body weight into the ground, okay? So that when this guy hits me, okay, I'm pushing his force through my knee, through the back of my back leg into the ground, so that he does not hit me and knock me off balance. Other martial arts, you're light on your feet, okay? So when you're hit, you're going to fall back. In this, when you're hit, it's deflected diagonally down into the ground. Now, you will never feel what that feels like unless you are working hands-on with someone in Wing Chun. The guy who's the keyboard warrior that's watching something like this, and they see somebody who's rooted, and the other person's pushing on them, and they're pushing back, and it's push, 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 but they can't knock them off balance. The keyboard warrior on the other end, who's never laid hands with a Wing Chun person, is never going to get it, because it feels supernatural, it feels weird, but it's physics. You're just basically putting one leg and you're bending so that I am rooted into the ground. I'm forcing my weight down. I'm not forcing my weight forward or up or left or right. I'm forcing a lot of my weight down. Even right now, I'm doing it down and down and down. Now you can't do it as you step. So like, I can push some of my weight down as I step, but in Wing Chun, you're taught that when you step, you're unrooted. So it's like root, unroot, root, unroot, root, unroot, 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 unroot. It's because as I'm stepping, I'm unrooting my place. So I'm rooted into the ground, and if someone pushes me, I don't go back. If they push me, I will kind of lean forward, and I'm letting that weight of them push go down into my leg, and they're pushing, and it's going into the ground. So what they're doing, it's like if I put my hand against the wall or my leg against the wall, put my other hand out, and they're pushing on this hand, but I've got my hands kind of locked. They're not going to push me because of that wall. It's holding me in place. But again, keyboard warriors, they're not going to get that unless you hands-on train with somebody Wing Chun. Highly recommend it.